Hi, Sandra here, and today I'm using Silhouette Studio to show you how to make stenciled sentiments. We shy away from them sometimes because they're a little bit fiddly to make, but once you've made them, and once you understand the workings behind it, they get quite easy to do. Now I've got my text in, which as it happens is in Apple SD Gothic, and the letters are not linked, and I don't want them to be scrunched up together. I'm quite happy with the position of them, but I want this stencil to have them joined together in another way. Now, first of all, select all these letters and make a compound path out of them. Now, I've also drawn a little rectangle, and I'm going to put this up over here, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing better. I need it to be within the letter H, the leg of the letter H, and I need it to be roughly in line with the bottom of the letters A and P. I'm going to use the keys on my keyboard to move it down because that is a lot more easy and a lot accurate. A lot more accurate than I can do it with a mouse. I find this line a little bit too wide, so I'm going to narrow it. There we go. And it's a bit too long because I want it to be within the letter Y as well. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm happy with the way that looks. I'm going to select all of it and I'm going to weld it together. And there we are. I have all my letters welded. Now if I were to cut this out as a stencil, it still won't work, because the holes in the letters need to be connected to the outside. Consider this to be the outside, and these holes need to be connected in some way. The easiest way of doing that, and I'm going to zoom back out again, is to get a frame and to apply a frame to it. Select everything, right click, make that a compound path. You find this is easier to see the process if you do this. Okay, so I've now got a colour fill in there, but I need to link these in, and the way to do that is to make a little bar and then put it somewhere to connect. That's a bit too big, that bar. I can make my bar a bit smaller. Now, because I need several, I need one for there, one for there, one for there. I need 3 bars, so I'm going to go to my duplicate tool, and I'm going to say a row of 3. There we go, so I've got 3. And I'm going to put one across the top of the P here. I'm going to put one across the top of the P there. And I'm going to put one across just there on the A. And then if I go to edit and select all and then weld, you'll find that it puts little holes in there, and that gives you your proper stencil. And that then, if you right click, has still got a compound path on it, so it's all together, and you can move it wherever you want to move it. And when you go to colour this in, you'll find that you have your perfect stencil. Now you don't have to stick to ones that are very simple letters like that. You can do, whoops, if I move this one out the way and put this one in, this one, as you can see, is much more cursive. And I'll show you the pitfalls that you come across when you're handling this cursive font. If I select this one and choose my font, it was, now let me see, which one did I use? I think it was down here. Yes, it was either this one or this one, Badione Bold, I believe. I'm just going to move that over to one side, and if I click, I've got to select it again. Here we go. I'm going to put the letter size down because I certainly don't want it that big. Put it down to about 72. Now, if I type in hello with this, you can see that the letters overlap, but they haven't actually been welded. But if I weld them as they are, do I get the result I want? I can't weld them as they are because they're a compound path already. Okay, if I ungroup them, I get the individual letters, and that's how I need to be able to put them together. These are compound paths already. You can see if I right click, it says release compound path. So that's fine, they're compound paths. Now I need to line them up as I wish, and then I would weld them together. Okay, now if these letters are not compound paths, when you weld them you lose the holes, and that's why you need to make sure they are compound paths first. Okay, have I got them all overlapped enough? Maybe. Select them and weld, and yes, you can see that I've got them all joined together. And then you would do exactly the same as I did with the other letters, making little bars and making sure there's one for the E, there's one for the L there, another one for the L. You'd have to have two in this bit here because of the interior bits. But the process is basically the same. You just have to be very, very careful that your letters are compound paths first. Okay, that's it. It's nice and easy, really. Do have a practice, but don't practice on your best vinyl or your best card. Use your scraps for practice until you know that you have it right. Then save your file and you can use it over and over again, whatever you like to use it in. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye-bye.